Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of December 12, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Russian operations during the reporting period demonstrate a synchronized strategy combining long-range precision strikes with ground offensives aimed at dismantling Ukrainian force generation capacity. The scale of reported losses, particularly in the center and east, suggests accelerated degradation of Ukrainian mechanized capability and ISR infrastructure. Multiple liberated settlements and collapsing pockets indicate shifting control of key terrain. Should these trends persist, Ukraine may face increasing difficulty maintaining defensive cohesion through winter. Russian forces appear to be setting operational conditions for broader maneuver actions in early 2026.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, we're looking at a major operational update covering December 6 through December 12. Could you start with a high-level overview of what defined this week?
This week was characterized by a combination of large-scale, long-range strike operations and coordinated ground actions across multiple sectors. What is striking is not just the scale, but the integration of effects. Russia conducted 5 major group strikes, including the use of hypersonic Kinzhal missiles against Ukrainian military industry, fuel energy infrastructure, transport hubs, airfields, port facilities, and UAV launch preparation sites. These are not isolated target sets, they represent a coherent attempt to dismantle Ukraine's ability to generate and sustain combat operations at the strategic level. Simultaneously, ground forces across 6 major sectors work to exploit the weakened Ukrainian capacity by pressing encirclements, liberating settlements, and degrading mechanized formations. This dual approach, deep strikes plus ground maneuver, mirrors classic operational doctrine that aims to break both the attacker's frontline capability and their power generation.
Let's dig into each battle space. Starting in the north, the liberation of Lyman was highlighted. What happened across the Kharkiv-Sumy axis?
This sector saw significant progress for Russian forces. The capture of Lyman gives Russia not only geographic advantage but also a forward position from which to pressure deeper into Kharkiv Oblast. Beyond territorial gain, Russian forces inflicted major losses on a wide array of Ukrainian formations, mechanized brigades, motorized infantry units, hunter brigades, airborne assault elements, assault regiments, and territorial defense components. In Sumy, the same pattern unfolded, with pressure applied across multiple brigade-level units. The reported 1,470 personnel losses and destruction of tanks, armored vehicles, artillery guns, counterbattery radars, and logistics depots underscore a systematic dismantling of Ukrainian force structure. This is attrition warfare in its pure form, reducing combat strength to the point where maneuver becomes impossible.
What does this mean for operations heading into winter?
It means Ukraine's northern defense belts are becoming increasingly brittle. Winter complicates logistics, and these losses exacerbate those challenges. If Russia continues to force withdrawal or erosion of defensive nodes, Kharkiv's outer perimeter becomes harder for Ukraine to hold cohesively. In other words, this week shows a Russia that is attacking the Ukrainian military system, not just its frontline troops.
Turning to the west, the Oskol River pocket continues to show movement. What occurred this week?
This is one of the most strategically consequential areas. Russian forces continued tightening the encirclement on Ukrainian units trapped on the Oskol's left bank and liberated Kurilovka and Kucherovka. The variety of Ukrainian units engaged, mechanized, airborne, assault, mountain assault, marine infantry, territorial defense, and National Guard, reveals Ukraine's attempts to reinforce the collapsing lines with whatever forces are available. The reported 1,095 personnel losses and destruction of dozens of armored vehicles, radar systems, and over 30 depots illustrate a pocket under immense pressure. Encircled forces slowly lose mobility, firepower, and cohesion. Russia is not rushing. They are allowing logistic starvation and systematic fires to do the work.
Are we nearing collapse of this pocket?
Indicators suggest the pocket is in a critical phase. Unless Ukraine commits significant reserves, which it may not have, collapse is increasingly likely.
The center seems to be the most decisive front this week. What developments stand out?
Without question, the center saw the heaviest engagements. Russian forces liberated Rivne and continued clearing operations in Svetlo and Grishino while reducing the encircled Ukrainian grouping in Dmitrov. The number of Ukrainian formations affected is remarkable: mechanized brigades, Jaeger units, airmobile and airborne brigades, airborne assault brigades, assault regiments, marine brigades, territorial brigades, and National Guard brigades. The reported loss of over 3,130 Ukrainian personnel in this sector alone speaks to a defensive position under severe collapse. When a defender commits this diverse array of units, it suggests desperation and lack of reserves in depth. Russia is exploiting the fractures ruthlessly.
Does this alter the operational map of Donetsk?
Yes. These developments reshape the operational geometry, pushing Ukrainian defenses westward and threatening larger maneuver corridors.
Let's move to the east. What is the significance of the liberation of Ostapivsky?
Ostapivsk's capture is a stepping stone deeper into Zaporizhia's defensive layers. Russian forces targeted mechanized and assault formations, causing over 1,580 Ukrainian personnel losses, destroying vehicles, artillery, especially M777 howitzers, and 9 EW stations. Loss of EW capability is crucial. Modern artillery duels depend on electronic warfare for detection and disruption. Losing multiple EW stations weakens Ukraine's counterbattery response, giving Russia increasing freedom to shape the battlefield with long-range fires.
Finally, what occurred along the Dnieper axis?
The Dnieper Group liberated Novodanilovka and engaged mechanized, mountain assault, and coastal defense brigades. While reported personnel losses were lower, around 310, the destruction of M777 systems, EW stations, and depots is strategically significant. Ukraine relies heavily on Western 155mm artillery, and each loss narrows its ability to maintain high-intensity fires along the southern corridor.
Air and missile operations were also significant this week. Can you elaborate?
Russia conducted sustained long-range strikes using drones, missiles, and hypersonic systems, targeting high-value Ukrainian infrastructure. The downing of a Ukrainian Su-27 also shows persistent Russian air dominance in specific zones. These actions erode Ukraine's strategic endurance, destroyed MLRS systems, broken air defense nodes, and damaged industrial capacity all contribute to a long-term weakening of operational reach.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. This week reflects a coherent Russian operational design, strategic strikes to degrade Ukraine's ability to generate combat power, combined with encirclement and attrition on the ground to eliminate existing combat formations. The magnitude of reported Ukrainian losses, especially in the center and east, suggests accelerating degradation of Ukraine's mechanized strength. Multiple liberated settlements and failing pockets indicate a battlefield shifting in Russia's favor as winter constrains mobility and resupply. Should these trends continue, Ukraine may face increasing difficulty maintaining defensive continuity across multiple fronts. Russia appears to be setting favorable operational conditions for expanded maneuver actions in early 2026.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.